Welcome back to your Caribou Data Science channel, Brazil. This is the evening of October the 21st, 2021. Let's take a quick look at your numbers from yesterday. Well, this is good news, Brazil. Eight eight people, eight young folks watched the video yesterday. But you know, it'd be even better than eight people watching it if every one of you eight people click that like button next to it. If that's not enough, I also appreciate if you click on that share button, share the video on Facebook and Twitter, also emails and text messages. Okay. Let's just come over here and get a look at at Brazil's numbers for today. Of course, if you look in the description below, you're also going to see two more links. The first link is a link to my 8 p.m. Twitch streamcast. This is Dave's Data Analytics streamcast. Our primary goal is to do a complete chapter by chapter walkthrough of the Alfred Data Science book by Hadley Wickham. Okay, so if you're interested in learning our program or our data analytics, be sure to come back. Be sure to come back to that Twitch link at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's New York time. And join me tonight as we continue to take a walk through Hadley Wickham's book. Okay, so we can see, Brazil, you actually have had quite a few cases. 21.5 million cases. Uh, and approximately 604,220 deaths. Now we need to be careful when we look at these numbers here, okay? Because while we do have more cases than we had the previous year, we have to there's questions that haven't been answered, at least to my satisfaction anyway. And that is, how many people are vaccinated, and what is the distribution of these deaths of these cases over time? Meaning, when during the course of this 2020 did most of these cases occur? Now you can look here. It looks like you've doubled the deaths from last year. Okay, but again, we got to be cautious. How many of these people are vaccinated, and what's the distribution over time for your cases and deaths? Okay, so we come down here. We can take a look. Now, what's interesting is your plot. This linear regression line, the general linear regression line, shows a slight increase over time of cases, and that's what we see. Rather than seeing a big spike, you're seeing more of a stair stepping way up, all the way up to here. Okay, because on like June the 23rd, you had 115,228 cases. But on October the 20th, the number fallen all the way down to 15,609. Of course, the question is, what is where does Discord fit in? Okay, if you can do voice and video chat, okay, I mean text and voice chat, maybe even live video feeds. Where does it fit in? Uh, is it uh, is it somewhere between Twitter and Facebook maybe, or Twitter and YouTube? Okay, I don't know. It's a good question. And what's the best way to what's the best way to grow a channel on Twitter on interesting pink interesting. What's the best way to grow a channel on Discord? But anyway, what you can see here, well, you had a spike here, then you've had this long declining pattern in COVID-19 cases, with the average number of cases at 13,106 per day. Now again, you can see you kind of had this sort of lateral movement here, right? Because this trend here didn't cross this line until almost all the way back over here in January. Then you had that single spike up as high as 4,249 deaths for a single day back on April the 8th. But now those numbers have fallen down to 373 on October the 20th. So we come on down here, Brazil. What we can see is now you can see this long declining pattern over here also. What would happen if we changed? Yeah, this probably isn't what we want to do, but hey, that's okay. We'll do it anyway. Okay, let's try doing area for this. Okay. I don't know if this is an improvement. It'll be different, but not necessarily an improvement. Okay, but what you can see is your case and deaths have really been declining since the first half of the year. So that's fantastic news. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, I suppose this is a little bit helpful. Of course, now we need to do a scales. Don't know what this is for here. Let's come back up here. I know I'm just kind of meandering along here right now. Not really. Okay. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Am I loading scales up here? Yeah, I am. Huh. Interesting. Not quite sure. There we go. I'll just do a David Robinson here. So let's try this again. Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay. I'll come back to that at a later time. Yes, of course, it doesn't work now. I mean, it doesn't work now. 102. Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay. Where did we leave off, Brazil? We're trying to look at some weekly cases and weekly deaths, right? So you can see here, you can see the pattern up here. Okay. You know what let's do? Let's while we're here messing around, what else can we do? Right, that's a comma. What else can we do? We can say, now is that a function of, okay, let's try it again. Now this probably isn't the correct use for a, oh, this is kind of nice, isn't it? Very nice. Very interesting. And we can come over here and say, okay, we can come up here also and say, okay, so let's see if this works now. I'm just sort of piddling along here. You know, probably daily numbers are or even weekly numbers are too coarse. Okay, 102. Let's try this. 102. Let's just try this one more time, Brazil. So, okay, that's interesting. All right. Well, of course we don't want. Of course, what do we want? We want fill, and we want fill. Fill who? Okay, here we go. So this is weekly cases. So you can see the pattern up into here. this gradual declining. But now you can see here how your you can see this even on a weekly basis. You can see this sort of level to here. Then it went up very steeply and it dipped and came back up. But now you can see here this long declining pattern in cases. Okay, this long declining pattern in cases. And again, this kind of went horizontal to here. Then it went. Well, actually, we can't really say it. It never really. It didn't break this number, this peak here, to all the way over to here. Matter of fact, it dropped down and came back up. But again, you can still see your you have a really nice declining pattern in COVID-19 deaths by week. So now let's take a look at now this is really good news. Look at this. This is 1, 2, 3. October is going to be the fourth month in a row we had a decline in the number of cases. Okay. Well, look at this. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a very good chance that October will be the sixth month in a row, Brazil, when you had a decline in COVID-19 deaths, and that's why I say you got to be careful with like the yearly total numbers and stuff like that. Okay. So anyway, Brazil, that concludes your report for today. Let's just go and fire this bad boy up to. Let's fire this bad boy up to GitHub, and we'll move on to the next thing.